Guys, welcome to boot camp, BoldTrail Bootcamp, and this is the first of a six-part series. And like with any sort of exercise routine, you got to have a starting base. So you have been tracked, guys. I have printed up where you are with when you last logged in, if you've uploaded contacts, if you utilize resources. We've got great data analytics from an admin side, and we're going to use this as a baseline for you to get stronger in BoldTrail. I know you're stoked, I can tell. So let's go ahead and we're going to cover a couple of things with BoldTrail today. It's going to be a little introductory in the beginning, and because we want to make sure you got a good ramp up. We're going to talk about how to log in, and additionally, we're going to give you some structure on the entire look of it. Because when you first log in, it could be a little overwhelming. Then we're going to talk about some mobile apps, contacts, hashtags, support services. And then we're going to dive in live and we're going to talk about a mass search alert, which is going to be in tandem with something we've been working with in the last couple of months with ORT, Old Republic Title. If you have already set your one-on-one appointment with them to get your farm list, fabulous. If you haven't, put that down as one of your checklist items. Hopefully you've got a pen and paper ready to take some notes. Now's a good time to get that out, because when you get that farm list, you want to put that database into BoldTrail so that you can work those leads and then additionally work that farm list. And there's a lot of great opportunities to generate business in BoldTrail organically through websites and stuff, but that's going to be in another class. All right, let's dive into how to log in. I'm going to share my screen. This is going to be a live portion. Just like the name entails, boldtrail.com. So if you go to boldtrail.com, it is their promotional website, but in the top right corner, there's a login button, and you would click login. BoldTrail platform login. You'll notice up at the top, it changes the website to app.boldtrail.com. That is the main login. You can save this as a favorite and make it easy for you to come back to this page time and time again. You're going to log in with your preferred business email and then your password that you have. If you don't know your password, you can reset it. If for some reason your email is not receiving the password reset, reach out to any admin and we can send you a welcome email, which sends you a link that you can reset your password. No worries. All right. Once you log in and attempt to log in, it's going to ask you for authentication. Now, don't worry, this isn't scary, but it's going to ask you things like, let's send you a text message, an SMS text message, or maybe it's a QR code to authenticate who you are. A lot of websites are doing this for security. As you know, this is a database that has contact information and we want to keep it secure. My favorite source is the SMS text message. It links to your cell phone, and you'd select that, you'll get a 6-digit code, use that code to log in. Then once you are logged in, guys, now you're ready to rock and roll. So that's homework item number 1, is to log in, and you will be graded on this, guys. So be sure to log in, and then we can check off that box as you've gotten stronger with BoldTrail. All right. Number 2, let's give you a little bit of a look-see around BoldTrail. To do this, I'm going to kind of fly through some slides. Sometimes that's easier than just going live. So what I'm going to do is share this little presentation for you because it can be very overwhelming. First, I'm very glad you're here. So here's to you for diving in and being stronger with BoldTrail. All right, the basics. When you log in, yes, it's overwhelming, but at the very first top of the search bar is an OmniSearch. This is one of your go-to pieces right here up at the top, where you can search for any contacts that you've recently added, action items, things that you're interested in. Maybe it's even support services, or if you need inspiration or a property from MLS. That OmniSearch bar is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Notice you can expand it and you can see the people that you've most connected with recently and additional resources, and then also quick links at the bottom, adding contacts, a log call, sending an email, tasks that you want to add to your calendar, and more. So that's the OmniSearch. The left side is the navigation. And I want to draw your attention to this section called More down at the bottom. This section gets missed. Sometimes it's because our computers have larger font. So we want to always check out to see those 3 dots to expand, because that is where the extra support and resources are located. This is if you want to search the whole index of BoldTrail and how to answer any questions that you have. That's a great resource. My favorite for support and resources is all the way over here on the right-hand side. It's this little icon. It's a support bot, and you can ask any question there. And if the bot does not answer your question in the way that you need help with, they escalate it to a live person. So a lot of resources there too. All right, so the navigation top to bottom, we've got dashboard. Your contacts, we're going to explore that today. Listings, we're a part of 3 different MLSs that you should have access to. That's Bay East, Paragon. We also have MLS listings, and then we also have Metro List. So you'll have access to all 3 of those in the listings tab. If you don't see those 3 different feeds, let's connect and make sure that you have your MLS authenticated. Deals, it's transactions that you've done or in progress. Vitals, how your system's doing, your website, marketing, lead engine. We're going to get into all of those pieces. So there's the navigation on the left. Business, when you first log in, it's like, what do I do? It's so overwhelming. Well, check out this section right here in the dashboard. You've got activity, tasks, calendars, and the section of My Business where you can pull in emails and activity happening in your business. To sync your calendar and email all in this great platform, there is a sync email icon up here. This is great for Google, for Gmail emails, and also Outlook emails. So anything like Rackspace or Hotmail, those are fabulous to put into the system. If you have Yahoo, try it. Sometimes it connects, but I haven't seen a lot of success with it, but we can still work through if that's something you have a hiccup with. All right, number 2 on our piece was talking about mobile apps. On the main page, you can download some mobile apps. The link to download it is right here, download mobile app. And it's on the right side underneath your photo. Now I'm going to digress. Because you've joined the BoldTrail Bootcamp, I'm going to give you a little inside scoop. So we are modifying as BoldTrail has enhanced their apps. I highly recommend downloading the BoldTrail app itself. We do have a legacy app too, but it continues to change and morph. And I just love the BoldTrail original app. So there's a little nugget to write down, the BoldTrail original app, and I'll show you that piece at the end where you can access that when we go live. Sharing my screen one more time. All right, downloading mobile apps. We're not going to dive into that just yet, but we're going to show you that that's how you would do it. There's a click right there for downloading your mobile apps. Oftentimes, I share a lot of resources. Things like the buyer agent select services or open house directory, or all of our replays of all of our trainings that we do, or maybe it's our calendar list or Canva designs or virtual tour cafe or write my own biography. There's so many links. Check out the company cloud. This is where all of our preferred legacy branded customized coolness lives. Check that out. And then of course, all of our trainings. We have an entire portal suite of all of the education that we provide in the learning portal. Additionally, it's a whole library of all of our company documents live in the learning portal. So if you're doing transactions and you want to get paid and you need to download the broker demand, that's in the learning portal. If you want to download forms for certain types of transactions, or maybe it's adding a buyer or certain verbiage that you need, phrases and clauses, that's in the learning portal. If you want to learn more about any of the last classes we've done, maybe it's legal updates, you guessed it, it's in the learning portal. So anything legacy that we've created, branded, launched, it's in the learning portal. I know you're saying it with me. Okay. All right. So that is kind of like logging in and kind of familiarizing yourself with the program BoldTrail. Not too crazy. Homework item number 1, just log in. That's it, just log in. All right, now we're gonna dive into contacts. Now, contacts, I love this. Just keep calling, because it is the effort of just keeping in contact with those people, whether it's your farm list and whatnot. The important part of contacts and connections is that there's so many different options, but you have to get your contacts in BoldTrail. We can do it pretty easy. Now, again, I'm going to be a broken record, but you're going to want a farm list or your database of sphere of influence. And then you're going to want to import the list. You can also add contacts one by one. There is a lovely button up at the top that says add contact, and it's on every screen. Add contact. Are you going to want to do that? Probably not. But you have the bulk import option. We dive into this a little bit. They have 2 options for the bulk import. One is you can let BoldTrail do it for you for free. The other is you can do it yourself. In full transparency, this is very clunky. Some of the mapping fields don't work, and I've escalated it and I've been asking about it for a while. So just so you know, I recommend doing the let us handle it piece where you give the list to BoldTrail and they import the list for you. There's a couple of cool life hacks. One of that would be on adding hashtags to your import. What I want to do right now is I want to go through kind of slowly that process of importing the contacts so that you can see the selection process. So I'm going to share my screen and go live into BoldTrail. I'm now in the BoldTrail process, and I'm going to select the lead engine section, which is where I can import. If you have any questions about importing leads, or now you're ready to do that, just reach out to us. Happy to help. When you scroll down, you will see the import, bulk import option. Start import. The let us handle it and submit file. I don't want to overwhelm you, so I'm going to kind of go through it slowly so you can see that there's nothing to be worried about. When you scroll down, you say that, yes, I accept and continue to import these as leads, and click next. It's going to ask you, it's just 1-page form. Look, I'll just scroll down. That's it. That's all there is. You're going to enter your name, contact information, that you're an agent, you're in the United States, that you own the leads, that they're assigned to you and that you own them. And you upload your list. A lot of times you'll get the file from ORT and you'll be ready to import. If you have any notes, you can say, yes, I have notes in my file. If you do have notes in the file, then you just hit no, my notes are in my file, or yes, you have an additional attachment with the notes, and they'll upload those as well. What is your preferred lead status? Lead status. There's multiple options for lead status. Here are the options: sphere, prospect, new lead, active lead, client, contract closed, archived. If it's not already in your list and it's people you don't necessarily know yet, because it's a farm list and you're going to start connecting with them, I would recommend selecting sphere. That way, nothing necessarily gets broadcasted out to them yet. You know, they just get put into the system as your sphere, and you can move them in different places. If you put them in as a prospect, maybe they're not ready to buy or sell yet, right? So the spheres, it's a general all-encompassing. Do you want to apply a hashtag? This I highly recommend. Yes, please add the hashtag, and this is going to be the group of people. Think of the people that you know in your life. Hashtags are groups of people in the sense of, how do you know somebody? These are my husband's friends. These are my cat friends. These are my church group. This is my sports affiliation. These are people that I know from high school. These are people that I know from college. These are people that I know from this past career. Those are all groups of people that you would then communicate with in a group setting. Maybe it's, you know, whatever that is. And specific to real estate, maybe it's that farm list. It's a geographic territory that you pulled from ORT. This is powerful because you'd want to import that list. So for example, in Livermore, you might say Ruby Hills. All right, so this is my Ruby Hills farm list. And that's the hashtag you would list. That's powerful because anytime you go to use BoldTrail, you can just pull that group of people at once and start prospecting with them. Emails, text messages, calls through the auto dialer, voicemail drops, lots of options. So identifying a hashtag or a group of people that you would then prospect collectively with information that would be relevant to them, powerful, okay? So hashtags are a huge opportunity. You do not have to do it straight on import. There is a way to do it after the fact, but I just want to let you know that's what a hashtag is, and it's just powerful in your business. Okay, I'm going to relaunch the import section. And then I would say something like Ruby Hills farm list. Okay, because I have a geographic territory. The next kind of section that you'll add is what kind of lead type. Lead type, deal type, they're called the same thing, but are they a buyer or a seller, renter, vendor, or an agent? Here's a nice little tip is that you can choose buyer and seller simultaneously. Now, if you import a list of non-owner occupied, then those would be obviously buyers, right? Maybe those are renters who are ready to move up in real estate and wanted to buy their home. If they are owner occupied, hey, and they've lived there for 7 to 10 years, we're going to import them as sellers. And you can import multiple lists, multiple farm groups, multiple deal types, all right, and have those clusters. When you're speaking with Bill, he encourages macro and micro, super hyper targeted, and a mass list of a general bigger reach. So really focus on the messaging and the people that you really want to prospect. As we round out the last couple of pieces, I go no on all of these because you can do it manually separately. So do you want these to receive search alerts? Nope. Do you want market reports? Nope. Do you want valuations? Nope. We're not going to overthink it. Do you want smart campaigns? Nope. And you're done. Submit the file. And within a day or so, I think it's 24 hours, then it will import that contact list into your BoldTrail, and you can use the mobile apps to prospect them. You can use the program to prospect and work that farm list. Wonderful, wonderful resources. So now I'm going to dive back into my presentation and show you that once you do import them, here's the list. We just went through it. Not hard, right? Just a couple of questions. And then you're going to get an email from BoldTrail that says it can take up to 24 hours. And then when you get this survey, that means it's done. So really cool stuff just to get the contacts in there. Now, that's going to be a homework assignment for 2 weeks from now. So be sure that you work with your ORT rep to get a list or get a database, import it, because you want at least, let's say, how about 100? We're going to do, your goal is 100 contacts into BoldTrail. Sound good? All right, I think so. If you want a different number, put it in the chat. I'll give it to you guys. We can work on that. Okay, the next piece I want to dive into is contacts. Contacts in this section has a huge amount of opportunity, and it can be very overwhelming. But before you kind of dive into contacts, let me ask you, what is the best way for you as a real estate agent for you to market with your sphere of influence? Are you a savvy text messenger? Do you love email? Do you prefer voicemails or leaving, the audio messages? Or do you prefer sending them an app? So how do you love to communicate? Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's direct mail. Maybe it's door knocking. Though all of those pieces, you want to think about that before you go in. Like, what is my goal and objective? So when you're diving in, I'm going to share it again. Here we go. I think it's this one. Yes. Sorry, guys. All right, contacts. When you go into contacts, you'll see your entire contact database. Here we go. And you've got, let me just dive through this. Contact search is on the left. You can dive through all kinds of different opportunities to pull in details. whether they have a phone number, no phone number, if they've subscribed, haven't unsubscribed, when their birthdays are. There's a full list of search abilities. If you click into any person's contact record, so if I was to click on any person's name, all right, it will take me into their profile, their timeline, essentially. It has their contact information on the left, a timeline of events in the middle, everything you do. If you send an email, a text message, any of that stuff, it shows up here in the middle of the page. And then on the far right is action items. Calls, text messages, emails, notes, adding a task. And then that more gives you so many more options. You could record a voicemail and drop it right into their voicemail inbox. You can post things, share things, add things, and then also want to draw your attention to all of these other action items. Adding appointments, search alerts for buyers, campaigns, market reports. We're going to dive into all of these pieces in the following bootcamp sessions, one by one, to show you the highlights of all that you can do so you're not so overwhelmed. But just so you know that there's all these great tools and resources. This is at a 1-by-1 level. What we want to do is maybe do it on a mass level, right? And when we do it at a mass level, we're going to utilize those hashtags. That's on that section over here. See how it says hashtags on the left? I enlarged it for you. You can add any hashtags, say Ruby Hills Farm List. And now when I go to promote and market them, I can use the Ruby Hills Farm List as my hashtag promotion and send one thing to everybody. So let's dive into what that looks like, because now's our bonus. All right, so we're going to go live. We love live. Yes. Let's see here. Yes. Share screen. All right. When you launch BoldTrail, we're going to go into the marketing section. Hi, because I'm in marketing. And we are going to scroll down to the section where it says mass. Right here, market. Listing machine. Of course, I can't see it. Search alerts. Hello. Search alerts. There it is. Alerts on listings and are the most critical way you communicate with your leads. Search alerts. But when you go into the marketing section to search alerts, guys, I'm geeking out. You can do it for everybody all at once. So let's show you how. When you click the learn more, we scroll down, we say create an alert. This is going to open up a screen for like searching. Now you can do it two ways. One is you can use AI to just type in what you're looking for. And this is available on the company website, your agent website, or in the back office. I want a brick house in Fremont, California, that's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths overlooking the beach, right? Yeah, not gonna have many opportunities there. But if you stick to this classic mode, I want you guys to play around with this a little bit. We're gonna explore it a little bit more too. This is just a bonus feature, but check this out. On this map, there are a clear selection, draw a selection, nearby, increase, and decrease. So I'm going to zoom in using the plus sign. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And when I just zoom in, it kind of centers on Stockton, but I'm going to just drag it over to, let's say, here's Livermore. Here we go, into Fremont. Now I want to zoom in a little bit more. Maybe I work in something, a specific area in Fremont. Maybe it's this section here. Maybe it's Brookvale. Maybe it's Union City, okay? Focus in on the area that you're looking to do. And now we're going to draw our polygon. So when I click draw, I now have my cursor changed into a plus, and I can click, drag, click, drag, click, drag all over the place and reconnect it to the original start point. Now, any activity that happens in that section, actives, pendings, solds, all of that stuff happens right in here. And now I can proceed to save this list. There's a button on the right. There's my list. So let's zoom out for just a minute, guys. You've gone to ORT. You've pulled your farm list for a specific area, highlighting homes, buyers, properties, sellers, all in that area, very, very finite list. And now we know that region territory. We're going into BoldTrail. We're creating a search alert on a mass scale around that territory. And now we're going to send it to everybody in that list. All right, here's how. I'm going to reshare my screen, hit save, that button. And it's a one-pager, guys. That's it. It's a one-pager. And we're going to do a mass alert hashtag. That's where you would put in that hashtag that you had created. So if it's a Ruby Hills or, this one would be Union City Farm List or whatever, and you can create the hashtag. You would already have the hashtag built in there, but you would select that one. And how often do you want it to go out? Well, if you've never met these people, do you really want it to go out daily? I hope you said no. That would be a lot of emails and they'd probably unsubscribe. Twice weekly? Still kind of a lot. They don't know you. Maybe twice a month. Okay, that's kind of good. You got some good content, and the content that they do receive in their email pops up right on their phone. They can see it. It's dynamic. The pictures look beautiful, big, device responsive, lovely. So I recommend that. You can also do monthly. That's where I'm at. Now, if they're your sphere of influence or people that you know, then that's a little different story. They're going to want to know it immediately if they've signed up for search alerts. These are people you don't know. So twice a month, monthly, that's probably a safe bet. And then you select how you want the email to be received in the subject line. You can make it dynamic, which means, hey, 5 listings in Union City, all right, or whatever that area is. Or you can make it custom, like new listings provided, maybe not provided, shared, maybe shared by your neighborhood realtor, Jane Smith, okay? So then you have a custom one, and that's the same email signature that pops up every time. Maybe I want it to be specific. Union City, new listings last 2 weeks. Okay? A lot of different ways that you can go with that, but honestly, you can just get it out. And then once you're done with all that, you click save. And let's say you had a list from ORT that had, let's say 250 people. Within minutes, you can have a search alert set up and sent out to all of those people in that farm list of new listings that hit the area. That's amazing. And then you can start prospecting on people, door knocking, dropping, calling, and showing that you are the real estate expert of choice. So, a lot of fun things we talked about today. Your homework is to log into the program. And in the next couple of weeks, I want you to also connect with your ORT rep, log in a farm list so that we can start to take it to the next level on prospecting. So we are at our 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and now open it up for any Q&A that you guys might have. One moment.